Bonjour tout le monde. This is a video for my Year 9 students about les matières, the school subjects, but of course anyone who wants to revise school subjects can watch it as well. Enjoy. Okay, les matières, les matières. So recently we've been learning how to talk about things that we like, that we aime, and that we dislike, that we n'aime pas. We are learning les matières as an example of something that you could say that you like or dislike, something that you might share an opinion on. So, what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to show you some images that represent the matière. I'm going to teach you the sound of the word for it. I want you to play it back to yourself a few times and practice and get that sound in your head. Then we'll have a look at the way that the word is written and we'll practice saying it again. And then finally at the end there are some examples of sentences where someone has said that they like or dislike the subject. Ok, on y va. Let's go. Premièrement, we have l'anglais. L'anglais. Now that's represented by the English flag because it is English. L'anglais. L'anglais. Répétez s'il vous plaît. L'anglais. L'anglais. Moving across to the right, we have the French flag, so standing in for French, le français, le français, le français. I imagine that that's something you've heard me say in class before. Like, comment dit-on flag en français? Le français. Okay, now little Arohatia te reo is our example of te reo Māori. Now, odd thing about when French uses words from other languages, they tend to keep the spelling the same, but then they try and pronounce it with the French accent. So it's spelt like Maori, but we end up saying it le Maori, with one of those uncomfortable khs in it. Le Maori, le Maori. Le Maori. Okay. Ici, c'est le drapeau du Japon. This is the flag of Japan. And the language is le japonais. Le japonais. Le japonais. Répétez, s'il vous plaît. Le japonais. Okay, c'est bien. On va répéter. We're going to repeat all quatre. So we had l'anglais. L'anglais. Then we had le français. Le français. Moving on to le Maori. Le Maori. And then le japonais. Le japonais. Ok, continuons. On va continuer. This is a drapeau, a flag of another country, l'Espagne. So the word that we're saying is going to be Spanish. L'espagnol. 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 Répétez s'il vous plaît. L'espagnol. Cool. Those are all the languages that we're doing so far. But if you want to learn how to say another language that you're learning, you can send me a message on Teams. Happy to tell you how to say that as well. Okay, this lovely page of formula that is les maths, les maths, les maths, les maths. So two things there. Les is the plural form of the. So you're saying maths is more than one thing. That's why in English it's got an S on it as well. And they're just saying the word mat, maths. But in French they don't pronounce a TH as th, so they just say mat, les maths. I apologize for the fly that's buzzing around behind me. Added fly noises. Les maths. Okay, après ça, we have, I guess you could say it two ways. You could say le sport, le sport, le sport, like sport. But we're going to learn about les sports later, next week. So we're going to learn how to say the word for PE. Now PE en français is similar to the way that we say PE, like we read out the letters, but they have 3 letters. They have an E, a P, and an S. So they just say an L on the front for the, and then they say le PS, le PS, le PS. So PE en français, c'est le PS. Répétez s'il vous plaît. Le PS, le PS. Ok, cool. Ici, on a les sciences. Les sciences. Sciences. En anglais, nous disons, we say sciences or science. In French, they smudge together those E and I combinations and they say it all at once. Science. Science. Donc, répétez les sciences. Cool. On va répéter tous les 4. We're going to repeat the 4 pictures again. So we had l'espagnol. L'espagnol. Then we had les maths. Les maths. Le PS. Le PS. And les sciences. Les sciences. Très bien. Comment dit-on French? Oh, le français. Comment dit-on Japanese en français? Oh, le japonais. Comment dit-on English en français? L'anglais. Comment dit-on Maori en français? Le maori. Ok. On va continuer. Ici, il y a une image of computers and screens and that kind of thing. This is the picture that we're going to use for what we'd call, ICT, DIT at school. I never know the initial, what they're called at Waikol, to be honest. Anyway, the way to say computing or ICT or DIT, whatever it's called, no, DIC, sorry, oh gosh. En français, c'est l'informatique. 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 Répétez. L'informatique. L'informatique. Kind of like the word information, because you're using this technology to learn information. Okay, après ça, we have some people looking at a very large globe. Very weird picture that I chose, as is fairly typical for me. Okay, en Nouvelle-Zélande, in New Zealand, we have social sciences. The equivalent of that in France is a mixture of history and geography, or geo. So naturally they call it l'histoire géo. L'histoire géo. L'histoire géo. Répétez s'il vous plaît. L'histoire géo. Similarly to the science, how they say science, how they just sort of smudge those vowels together. They don't say geo, they say géo. Géo. So they kind of smush the E and the O together. Okay, so that was l'histoire géo. Down here, this lovely curtain with the weird masks is drama. There are 2 ways that we can say that en français. We can say le théâtre. Le théâtre. Théâtre. You're actually just pronouncing the word theatre with a French accent, because remember they don't say th or the. So they're going to say it t. Théâtre. Théâtre. Le théâtre. Répétez. Le théâtre. Okay, c'est bien. The other way you can say it is to call it a dramatic art. But you know how the describing word goes at the end, like when we talk about colours, like j'ai un chat noir. I have a cat black. So the black goes at the end. We're going to do the same thing with drama. So we're going to call it art dramatic rather than dramatic arts. So it's l'art dramatique. L'art dramatique. L'art dramatique. Répétez, s'il vous plaît. L'art dramatique. And the other way of saying it was le théâtre. Le théâtre. Okay. The way to talk about doing art as a class, you actually use the word drawing, which is like the word design. Le dessin. Le dessin. Le dessin. Le dessin. Répétez, s'il vous plaît. Le dessin. Ok, très bien. So, on va faire les quatre. We had l'informatique. L'informatique was the computery one. L'histoire géo. L'histoire géo. History geo. Le théâtre. Le théâtre. Or l'art dramatique. L'art dramatique. Et le dessin. Le dessin. Comment dit-on Spanish en français? Ah oui, c'est l'espagnol. 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 Comment dit-on maths en français? Oui, c'est les maths. Les maths. Comment dit-on PE? It's got one extra letter. Le PS. Le PS. Et comment dit-on science? Les sciences. Les sciences. Ok, très bien. Il y a une page, one page, avec 4 images. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 images, images qui restent, remaining. Ok. Au collège Wairarapa, there is l'agriculture. 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 It's quite a hard word to say when you're learning French, to be honest, because although it's written exactly the same, agriculture, the way that the French people pronounce their R's and their U sounds makes it tricky. So instead of saying culture, we're saying culture, culture. And instead of saying agri, we're saying l'agri, l'agri. So l'agriculture, l'agriculture. If yours doesn't sound exactly like mine, that's totally fine. Ne vous inquiétez pas, don't worry. So that was l'agriculture. Répétez s'il vous plaît. L'agriculture. Ok, c'est bien. Après ça, nous avons someone who's doing some kind of choppy thing with some wood. En France, they actually don't offer technology subjects at school unless you go to a specific high school that is like a technical high school or a vocational high school, and then they teach you really, really specific tasks. For example, when I lived in France 3 years ago, we stayed at in this apartment at a technical school that trained like 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds to make dental apparatus. That's very French of me. L'appareil dentaire. Like plates and braces, fixtures and mouthpieces and that kind of thing. And the school also taught a different group of people to make clocks and watches. So, yeah, in France, if you want to go into something specific like that and you're good at making things, then you go to a technical high school. So it's a bit of a different system. Anyway, we will learn a word for any of the technologies that you want to talk about, resistant materials or soft materials or whatever. They would just use the word la technologie. La technologie. La technologie. Or even la techno. La techno. La technologie. Okay, for those of you who might not know, the next picture with a funny squiggly symbol and some color behind it, that is the treble clef, which is part of musical notation. So this is the symbol for la musique, la musique, la musique. Conveniently, that one's quite similar. La musique, la musique. Okay, and finally, we have a term that you might be quite familiar with, because sometimes we talk about French cuisine, which is stuff that you make in the kitchen when you are cooking. So the word is la cuisine, la cuisine, la cuisine, la cuisine. Very similar to what my mother-in-law would say, but she'd say cuisine. Don't say it like that. La cuisine, la cuisine. Ok, on va répéter les quatre. Il y a l'agriculture, l'agriculture, l'agriculture. C'est difficile, it's hard. Ok, il y a la techno ou la technologie, la technologie. Il y a la musique, la musique. Il y a la cuisine, la cuisine. Comment dit-on computing en français? Ah oui, l'informatique, l'informatique. Comment dit-on social science or history geo? Ah oui, l'histoire géo, l'histoire géo. Comment dit-on drama? Oui, c'est le théâtre ou l'art dramatique, l'art dramatique. Comment dit-on art or drawing? Le dessin, le dessin. Comment dit-on agriculture en français? C'est l'agriculture, l'agriculture, l'agriculture. You got this. Comment dit-on technology? La technologie, la technologie ou la techno. Comment dit-on musique en français? La musique, la musique. Et comment dit-on cooking? La cuisine, la cuisine. Okay, maintenant, let's look at the words and see what they look like. So up the top on the left, we have l'anglais, l'anglais, l'anglais. That was your word for English. We have le français, le français, le français. French. We have le maori, le maori. Yeah, it's kind of awful. I apologize on behalf of France. Le maori. We have le japonais, le japonais, le japonais. Then we have l'espagnol, l'espagnol. You've got this G and an N that go together to make a ñ sound. L'espagnol, l'espagnol. Okay, il y a les maths, les maths, les maths. So that TH just sounds like a T and the S is silent as usual. Les maths. You've got le PS, le PS. Now the funny thing about it is that they've got the P and the E that we have. Instead of saying physical education, they're saying l'éducation physique. So the describing word physique, physical, is going after the noun education. L'éducation physique. And the S stands for sportif. So l'éducation physique et sportive. Education that is physical and sporty. And I find that really funny because it's not the only time in French that they've added an extra sporty word on to just for kicks. Why not? For example, when I was younger, I was a rhythmic gymnast, And so the letters of that would be RG, rhythmic gymnastics. So one with ribbons and dancing and stuff. And then in French, you'd expect it to be la gymnastique rythmique. So gymnastics, rhythmic. So the describing word goes at the end. Except that I coached a bit of rhythmic gymnastics when I lived in France, and they added a sportive on the end. Like, what the heck? Rhythmic sporty gymnastics. So it was la GRS, la gymnastique rythmique et sportive. As if it wasn't a sport and you had to just make sure people knew. It's weird. Okay. That was a long, rambling Mrs. Brunskill story, and I apologize. Moving back to le PS. So you're just pronouncing the letters, le PS, like when we did our alphabet. Then we have les sciences. So they spell it like sciences. They don't say the last S, and the IE is kind of together, science. Okay, down the line 3, we have l'informatique. L'informatique, as I said, it's got something to do with information. L'informatique. Moving across, we have l'histoire géo. L'histoire géo. Now, lots of people, I find, turn histoire. Over the years, they turn it into history to try and be a bit more English. It really isn't. It's a war, l'histoire. And then for our geo bit, we don't say geo, we say géo. L'histoire géo. We've got 2 options here for drama. We've got le théâtre, or we've got l'art dramatique. Très bien. Down here we've got this annoying one to say, l'agriculture. Really important in our region, Wairarapa. L'agriculture. Moving across, we have la techno or la technologie. And that can encompass any of those initials that I can't remember. RMT and stuff. Then we've got la musique. And then finally, la cuisine. La cuisine. Okay, voilà quelques exemples of how you could use this. I haven't spelt examples wrong. That's just how you spell it in French. Exemple. Numéro 1. We've got j'adore les maths, mais je n'aime pas les sciences. J'adore, I love, les maths, mais je n'aime pas, but I don't like les sciences. Okay, next one we have j'aime beaucoup le français, obviously, you really like French, et le théâtre. So I've just added an and in there. J'aime beaucoup le français et le théâtre. Numéro 3, je n'aime pas du tout l'informatique, mais j'aime bien l'agriculture. So that's quite long. Je n'aime pas du tout. The pas du tout bit is not at all. So I don't like at all l'informatique. DIC. Mais, but, j'aime bien, I quite like l'agriculture. Ok, numéro 4. J'aime la technologie et l'histoire géo. So I like technology and social science or history geo. Mais je déteste la musique. But I hate la musique. Et numéro 5, je ne supporte pas la cuisine. Je ne supporte pas la cuisine. Ok, merci beaucoup pour m'avoir écouté pour si longtemps. Thank you for listening for so long. I didn't mean to take so long. But feel free to skip ahead or go back and listen to any of the individual words that you want to practice. There will be some activities that come out of this. Education Perfect, of course, a Kahoot, and a chance for you to write some sentences for me about what you like and dislike at school. I'd love to hear it. Like and subscribe. No, I'm kidding. This is so embarrassing. Okay, lots of love. Mwah! Je vous fais des bisous. That's how you say it.